What it do, what it do, what it do? Welcome back to the channel, baby.
Yeah.
What it do, what it do, what it do, Half and J family. Welcome back to the channel, baby.
Yes.
It's your boy Half.
And your girl Jay.
And we back
with another reaction video.
All right, y'all, so we back over here again in the building.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Happy Monday to everybody.
Yes.
TG.
I am.
There you go. TGIM. So, we about to get into another reaction, another legendary.
Yes.
Legendary reaction. Y'all know why it's legendary? Because it's us. You know what I'm saying? We just come with you know what I'm saying? We make it legendary.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me?
Yes, we do.
So, with that being said, let them know who we're going to react to today.
We are reacting to Joe Rogan and should I just go ahead and read?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan is shocked to learn about Thomas Sowell's wisdom.
So I guess he wasn't aware of how intelligent Thomas Sowell was.
Okay.
Or his wisdom that he has.
Okay.
So, we about to find out what Joe Rogan has to say about this here.
Right.
So with that being said, everybody that's out there who have not yet subscribed to the Chizana Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn your phone notifications on.
Yes.
Like and share this video.
Yes.
And comment down below, baby. Come and join the squad, man. Half and Jay.
Yes.
We over here kicking off.
What?
Good vibes, baby. Good vibes. Boom.
I gotta point something funny out real quick.
Okay, with your finger or
Half and I was having a conversation this morning, y'all. And we were talking about Botox. And Half was saying, if you go get Botox, he said, and you get stone face, we couldn't do reaction videos anymore.
Because she would have the same reaction on her face.
Right.
You
Hey,
know
that
what I'm
would
saying?
be funny.
Just stuck like, like damn, is she smiling? That's just her normal face.
That
like,
would be funny.
I would roll.
Yeah, that would be
damn
funny.
Yeah, we don't want to do that though.
Stone face.
Stone face though.
It would be no point in doing reactions.
Right.
No more.
You try to scare her, she still just be.
He had me rolling, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Half is funny.
All right, let's get it, y'all. Y'all ready? Let's go.
So, do you know Thomas Sowell?
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
Thomas Sowell is a big, famous conservative. He's at Stanford. He's at the Hoover Institute, I think. Anyway, so, you know, within this, I mean, first, just to set all this up, we should set up briefly, how does culture work, right? And the way culture works is that it, like genetic evolution, it works based on blind copying. So what ends up happening is that you are in awe of people, right? You look up to people, and so you blindly copy the things they do. And specifically, you start by blindly copying from the outside, and then you work in. Thomas Sowell is a black guy, right?
Okay.
And Thomas Sowell has for years and years and years been trying to fight racism. But he's been trying to fight racism by having a conversation about culture. Right, and the fact that there are essentially two different sort of, you know, we're speaking broadly here, right? But this is for the purposes of communication. We're going to tell a simple story to start off with, right? So, broadly speaking, he puts two different cultures of people with dark skin next to each other. And one culture is these people from the West Indies, and one culture is this group of people who grew up in the South with slavery and all that sort of stuff. Now, what one group, the West Indies...
Okay, so West Indies and the people that grew up in the South, right? Okay.
Up in the South with slavery and all that sort of stuff. Now, what one group, the West Indies group, does really well. So a lot of the successful black people like Colin Powell, are originally from that cultural heritage. The other group is the group that you find in ghettos and African American communities and all of that sort of stuff. They don't do well, right? They don't get good education. They, you know, shoot each other. There are all these sorts of things. And the reason why Sowell has been telling this story is because he's been trying to say, you know, when liberals look at the people in ghettos, they say, racism. That's why they're not succeeding. And Sowell is saying, no, it's not. Because if you look at this group from the West Indies, they also came from the experience of slavery. There was slavery in the West Indies. They are also black, so they also face racism, and yet they do well. So it has to be something else. And that other thing is the fact that these black people who are in the South, there's always been a big question, were black people robbed of their culture, or did they preserve their authentic African culture? And what Sowell is saying is that they were robbed of their culture, and so they picked up the culture of the people around them, and the people around them were rednecks. And if you look at the white redneck culture and the black redneck culture, they have a lot of the same values. They don't particularly respect education. They love Jesus. They use violence in their conflicts. And there's just, a lot of the same values and a lot of the same outcomes. And even Ebonics, which is, Black English, is actually all from the west of England. So it's actually this.
What?
It's from the west of England. So, for example, if you go to places like Cornwall, there used to be this amazing ads on British TV, right, for this Devon custard or whatever, and they would always say, Devon knows how they make it so creamy, and they all talk like this, right? And so it doesn't sound like Black English, but they do say things like, I be doing that, and we be doing this, and you be doing that, and they be doing that. And so there's that use of that copula be, right, where instead of saying I am, you are, he is, she is, they are, they just say I be, you be, we be, they be, which is the classic feature of Black English, African.
That's a trip.
That is, yeah.
That is a trip.
Right.
I never knew that.
I didn't either.
And I never paid attention to that.
And I know I say that a lot.
They be, we be, you be. That's a trip, though. I just learned something, though. See, and that's why it's good to react to things like this and watch things like this. Because a lot of y'all, some of y'all out there, I should say, be wondering, why y'all do this? Y'all start off with music, now y'all going off to this, and that. But you learn stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You educate yourself. You know what I mean? And then not only that, you can give your perspective on it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I like educating myself. I know you do too.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why we do.
It's helped. I feel, and it's crazy, since we've been watching Jordan Peterson and the videos that we've been reacting to lately, I'm growing more as a person.
Right.
And I'm owning up to my wrongdoings, and I don't know, I'm just I feel like I'm becoming a better human being.
Right.
I don't know, Jordan Peterson did something to me.
Yeah, I mean, he sometimes, like I say, he opened your eyes up to things that you may have been blind to, or wasn't paying that much attention to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I know I need to read more.
Oh, absolutely.
And I do want to broaden my vocabulary. And, I'm learning,
Right.
I've been learning some things lately.
Right.
And I'm feeling good about myself.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good.
Doing this, and you be doing that, and they be doing that. And so there's that use of that copula be, right, where instead of saying I am, you are, he is, she is, they are, they just say I be, you be, we be, they be, which is the classic feature of Black English, African American vernacular English. Right. Now, the point is that
Mind blower.
Now, let's imagine that, how do you think that Thomas Sowell has been received by liberal America? Not well. Not well. And so, for example, Sowell has a book called Black Rednecks, White Liberals. Okay? And his whole point is that, if you actually, and, again, like Sowell is, he researches the shit out of this stuff. He really does his work. Now, if you look at the experience of African Americans after slavery, they start to make real progress. Right? And a large part of the reason why they make progress is because you start to get a lot of people from New England, either, black people from New England or white people from New England, who come down and sort of reshape the culture. They create these schools, and they're teaching those New England values, right? It's those Puritan values of hard work, tenacity, all of that sort of stuff. And so there's all this progress. And you have people like Booker T. Washington, And Booker T. Washington was an actual slave. And then after he got his freedom, he got to go work in a salt mine, which is literally the worst job ever. Yeah. And in Booker T. Washington's Up From Slavery, he tells this great story about seeing a schoolhouse, right? And that, he thought that going into a schoolhouse was about as close to heaven on earth as you could get.
Wow.
Like, this is a dude who wanted an education really, really badly. And that's a lot of what you find in the, early Black experience in, the post-slavery period. Yeah. And in fact, Blacks, before sort of World War II actually had higher rates of marriage than whites, all of these sorts of things that, are now supposedly a problem. And then there's this turnaround, right? The Black experience starts to go south, right? It starts to get worse.
And what year is this around?
This is post-World War II, right? So
post-slavery, Black people experience a rebounding.
They're starting to make some progress. There's ambition.
Progress.
Yeah. And I mean, if in terms of books to read, like, because a large part of what I'm trying to do in general is really let's move to the place of all people are created equal. Like, right. Let's remove all these stupid distinctions, right, and really live that principle. And the problem is that in order to really live that principle, you need a new narrative that beats slavery. So, it's not, if you go and talk to racists, you can't just say racism is bad. Like, that doesn't destroy racism, right? What destroys racism is when you make sense of the things that they know, right? They see, people who are violent in the ghettos, or they see crime, or they see a lack of education, or they see that Africa is poor. And you're able to tell a better story that makes sense of the things that they know, but also comes out with the conclusion, we actually all have the same potential.
Right.
Facts.
Woo.
That's facts right there.
Wow.
See, I love when people are like that, are educated about life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, actually educated about life. Like he said about Mr. Sowell, he researches this to the T. So before he even puts out anything, trust and believe he has done his research on it. Right. So he knows what the hell he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like the Booker T. Washington thing, how he was a slave, and this, that, and the third. Like, people probably don't even know that. Right. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, it just amazes me, man. And again, that's why I like looking at stuff like this, because it educates myself. I didn't know that about the England.
I didn't either.
With the black
with the Ebonics.
Ebonics and all that. I never knew that. So now I do. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing that we do react to stuff like this.
Right, and I wouldn't mind checking out that book, Black
Rednecks and White Liberals. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind checking that out. And you can't fight out racism by saying that it's bad. Right. Like, there's,
like, we know that it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to change nothing. Right.
And then just understanding, like, people's perspectives on, what they've experienced with life and how they were raised. Like, I can't say it how I want to say it.
I know what you're saying, though.
Yeah, but a lot of people won't understand what I'm saying. Right.
Because I know sometimes you have to like you're saying, like you have to, if you wasn't walking in that person's shoes, you can't understand how they was living.
You have to place yourself in a person's shoes. Right. To really understand what they're going through.
Right, and why they feel the way they feel.
Exactly.
About a certain...
Right. Because I place myself, like, like I say, I know a lot of people think that we're, whitewashed or whatever. No, we're placing ourselves we're open-minded and placing ourselves in other people's shoes. Like, I would be upset if I were a white person and just hearing... that only Black lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be upset about that.
I would be upset if I was a white person and somebody just kept telling me that I'm racist just because I'm white.
Yeah, and anything...
I haven't even got a chance to even know me. They
right.
just automatically think
and
I'm
then
racist
anything you say, that's racist. Right. Or,
right. You got to be very careful with things that you say or do.
Yes, and I would be frustrated as a white person. Like, I would. Yeah. Like, I have to really choose my words wisely, or else I'm going to lose my job. If I say this, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to really watch what they say.
Right, because a lot of Black people take it in a racist way,
right?
Because they are white.
Right. That's
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
And we're so freely to say whatever we want to say,
without even
and
being
it's
called
not,
racist.
and it's not being racist.
Right.
And I don't think that's fair.
Right. We always say that about the comedy.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Time we react to comedy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got a white comedian goes up there, he can't say certain jokes about black people.
Exactly. And it's just not fair.
Right. But then you got like a D.L. Hughley. I'm going to throw him out because that's the one that first comes to my mind. Because he's always joking about white people.
Exactly.
Always.
And it's so funny, and it's not considered racist.
Right. And to be honest, he's not that funny to me.
He's not that funny to me.
Because he
either.
comes with the same jokes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we know he's going to talk about the white person. Like, we know, that's what he does. You know what I mean? So, but he's not considered racist. You don't ever hear him in the tabloids like, oh, he's racist and this and that.
Right.
But turn the table around, if he was white, talking about the blacks in the same way, different story.
Right. It's just, it's not fair. Yeah. So.
Like he said, we're all created equal.
Exactly.
That
so
was to sum it up right there. We're all created equal. So we should all be treated
We've
equally.
all had similar experiences in life.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's jump into some shout outs.
Okay. First shout out goes to Counter Baron. What's up, Counter Baron?
Counter Baron. I'm glad it ain't like the instant ones. You know what I'm saying?
What?
The Dixon Butts.
Oh, Dixon Butts.
You feel me?
Hey,
Yeah,
that
Counter
name
Baron,
is
yeah.
going to stick with
Right.
me. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that caught me. You guys, the way the name is spelled is spelled Dixon.
Right.
And then last name, but we didn't catch on to that name until we actually said it. Dixon Butts.
Right. But shout out to you though, Counter Baron.
Yes, Counter Baron.
And let's get to the next shout out, man.
Okay, second shout out goes to K Dub. What's up, K Dub?
I thought she was like KY Jelly for a minute, but
Hey, we know where your mind is right
I'm
now.
just saying, K Dub, KY Jelly, you feel me? But anyway, shout out to you though.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed that reaction, man. Joe Rogan, learning about Thomas Sowell's. I'm sorry, excuse me, Sowell's. So yeah, we out this thing.
Let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below.
Down below.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
Peace.